Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown analysis. Today, we're going to talk about the BC Lions offense. We're going to look at what they did last week versus the Riders, or from a Riders perspective, if you want to see what your defense did well, you can go ahead and watch this one. So let's go over a couple of things that that the Lions struggled with. William Stanback, they've been, in their wins a couple of weeks ago, both against Montreal and Ottawa, he was really doing a good job running the football. This week, facing the top run defense in the Canadian Football League, he had 8 carries, 35 yards. They got to find a way to run the football with him. And I know you're not going to, sometimes an offense coordinator, you're going to go, hey, they stopped the run so well, we'll do other things. But I think important for them is making sure, when you do face Saskatchewan again, they take the ball away so much. You've got to get run game in that. However, you find a way to run the football. Nathan Rourke was 15 of 23, 200 yards, 65% completion. He had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. At this point, as we're recording this, we know that Vernon Adams will get the start. So for Nathan, the last couple of weeks, his play hasn't been bad. I went through and looked at all of his games, and even this game, they were moving the ball decent. He saw pictures well. He threw some nice throws. There was 2 interceptions, but he's got to the biggest thing is this offense isn't putting the ball in the end zone. They're not scoring touchdowns. So I can see why Coach Campbell makes this change to take a look to see if they can get a spark to get the ball in the end zone. They just have not been able to get the ball with consistency, and they're 8th in score zone defense, score zone scoring. Turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and 3 on downs. You're -6 in turnover margin. You're never going to win a football game. Obviously, some of those downs were at the end of the game, but they've got to make sure they protect themselves. They're turning the ball. There were 6 of last week. I'm not sure where their stats lie this week, but as of last week, there were 6 in giveaways. Too many giveaways. As I said before, they moved the ball pretty well, but they only had 2 red zone opportunities, and they were 1 for 2 in that. They're 8th in the CFL in TD scored when they're in the red zone. That's an area that Vernon has to come in and help them with. So we're going to take a look at the good and the bad. So I have about 12 clips. Some are really good. Some are really good plays by the BC Lions, and then there's some bad plays. So it's a good and the bad of them. So before I go, please subscribe to the page and turn notifications on. It's going to alert you as we're posting new stuff. But let's open the playbook on the BC Lions offense versus the Riders last week. Early in the game, interception for a touchdown. Comes off just little details here. William Stanback, this is a little bit behind Stanback, but he's got to make this catch, and it just kind of looks like he looks away from it before he tucks it in. You always talk to guys about looking into the tuck. A.J. Allen's there, and that's a good thing. When you got a bunch of guys chasing the football, that's a good thing. Now, what they're doing, guy out in the flat, tailback expanding, he goes deep. And all you do is read, what does this player do? Do they stay inside? Throw the outflank. They outflank the defense. Good decision by the quarterback, but you can see right here, he doesn't have control of it, and it's already out. Couple bad bounces, but when you chase the football on defense, good things happen. A.J. Allen's there for the pick 6. So just inopportune, but you got to look the ball in your hands. BC Lions getting some man coverage on this play right here. Good recognition by Nathan. What I call a bench route. He's going to go up, then come inside at 5, and just reading what the corner does. If the corner stays deep, you throw underneath. Now, Sask has blitzed, and they're playing man coverage. Doesn't happen often for Saskatchewan. He's the deep middle safety. So there's nobody left in the middle of the field. You just got to get your eyes right. And right here, they're taking away this deep throw. So Nathan's already saying, all right, I'm going to throw underneath to Berryhill. Good execution. Max protection, hard play action, going to one of the backside reads, and it's intercepted. First of all, why is it going to the backside? Let's start to the front side. You have 2 people on this route. So he's running a post, but they have 2 on 1. All right, Justin McKinnis coming across the field, but what happens? Jameer Thurman does a good job getting depth underneath it. So that forces Nathan to go all the way to his backside route. And it's real important here that Hatcher, he ends up running it at an angle like a post. And it's up here. And when you're on the backside running a dig, and again, I'm not sure whether they're coaching up a dig. I would assume it's a dig to get closer to the quarterback's line of vision. You have to go flat. The term used, you work downhill towards the quarterback. So you go from this spot to this spot. That's what you're trying to do. If this is double posts, it probably should be at a higher angle if it was double posts. But I think it's a dig, and he just kind of rounds it. And with a corner underneath you, and you can see the corner underneath already, you've got to beat him to the spot and protect your quarterback, and that's why the interception happened. So, not a great detail of, I'm sure they would have liked to get back and come at a much flatter angle back towards the ball instead of upfield. One-on-ones on the perimeter are always good. To the wide side of the field, sometimes problematic. You have two guys coming in, and we got a guy sitting out on the outside with a rub coming back inside. So the quarterback should be going from here to here in certain pictures. I like how he climbs the pocket, gets that throw on the outside. Good first down on second down. Okay, let's watch what happens from a pocket standpoint for him. Okay, 3 and a hitch, 1, 2, 3. Back foot hits the ground. He sees, well, I get some pressure right now. Slides to his left, resets, and throws. Nice play. End zone for this sack, we'll see. The pressure here by Caleb Sanders, this sack, you should have better protection for this opportunity. I'll explain why. This is a 6-man protection where you have line takes to 4 down and the back takes 1. The back is, I assume, taking that one to anybody over there, and the will linebacker's taking by this part of the line. So they would make a slide call. So those 3 have those 3. And what's important about the slide side is you should get a 2-on-1 where there's threats. So Michael has a threat to his inside, but that's the guards. He's giving a presence, his left hand, making sure he can help the guard a little bit, but he's all about the slide right here. So we have 2 people right here who should blow up Caleb Sanders here. And then for some, Michael goes back inside a little bit, and Sook just gets thrown. So Sook's got to give more power, and Michael's got to be there a little bit more. And they just don't execute the slide side very well, and they give up the sack. Throw into spots and zone, pre-snap. That's what you need to do. Outside release, go. Outside release, go. And this is an outcut, but he's got the ability to what I call tee it up. So if he sees a low player, and I'll show you right here, right there, you can already see that this corner has stopped covering the go route because he knows the ball's about to come out of Nathan's hand and he's going to take this space. So that's why this is a hell of a catch. And I think Nathan gets a little surprised by this, teeing it up, what I call teeing it up by stopping right here by Hollins. But let's go to the end zone to watch this. And you can see it. So right here, there's all this space in the zone. He's over the top of it. He's now left his guy because he's outside receiver threat because he knows that the ball's probably going there. You got somebody inside. So this is a good throw. This is a good decision. Good read. Good spot. A little bit of disguise coverage, and we'll start right here. How many people are at the line of scrimmage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, in coverage. You have 8 players standing at the same spot, and you have 4 players rushing, so that equals 12. So why do teams do this? Well, sometimes you do this if you notice they're standing like 1 yard past the first down marker to try to confuse you what coverage it is. Because certain players low denote coverage. Certain players high denote coverage. So right here, they're saying post-snap, you got to figure out what it is. Nice catch here. Really good shot and nice, excellent catch by Hatcher. So let's go to this end zone and see what's happening. You basically have, I'll pause it right here. So you're basically putting a guy out in the flat. A guy ran a corner and he stopped. And this player is taking the middle. So you're trying to stretch the defense here. So there's a player here for him, but this guy can't be right in the zone because if he goes too far inside, the ball's going to be thrown here. If he goes inside, you throw outside. If the guy goes outside, you throw inside. And he's just too far in a position to make a play on this route. Nathan recognizes it, throws this inside. Nice catch. Just not great execution here. Great execution on the pitch. This is what's called speed option. The end comes crashing at the quarterback, but then what you do is you option to the tailback. But Aiden Eberhard just got to have the understanding of they're looking in the backfield. They're going to be ready to go. He's just not ready with his hands. CJ Revis throws him out of the way. You got basically two people who get caught in between. It should be outside number block, outside number block, outside number block, and he could actually help. But they don't really. We end up having two people don't block, and CJ Revis beats it to the punch, so it's a gain of 1 to 2 when it should be a big play. It could be able to hit outside. You can see it from this angle here. You just got to be ready to block and just not forces it back to all their help. Quick little horizontal stretch to the boundary. Gets it to McInnes. It's a pretty easy read when you do it this way. So he's going to come and sit right here. McInnes is going to work for width to this spot, and then the back is going to go out in the flat. So you're putting 3 players in space where there's only 2 low players. And you're just keying what happens with this player. If he stayed wide, hopefully you should be able to throw the ball inside to Hatcher. If he constricts in, well, you got 24 outside of the throw, and you throw it on time and rhythm. If 24 falls in and he falls in, then you would throw it to the back. And it looks a lot tighter than the throw is. When you watch it at this angle, you can really see. He took 3 steps inside to take care of that. He's leveraged outside. He's inside. There's way too much space. Nice Sally Rand route. Sally's naked game, what I would call the naked game. Pull it, get on the perimeter. If they don't play contain, find a throw. One receiver's going to run a curl. One receiver's going to run possibly an out, or he could run a clear out. And you're going to bring one guy from behind the line of scrimmage to the flat. And now all the quarterback has to do is recognize what he does. So this is a run play, but if nobody plays contain, and you can see the end has not played contain, Nathan's going to pull it and try to find the throw. Now he attached to him. Okay, there's somebody here. Justin McInnes, wide open, right? Because the safety's now trying to recover. Little lost yardage trying to get the extra. So watch the defensive end. Okay. Once he collapses in there, Nathan's pulling the ball. Outflank the defense. Get the ball to the back. Breaking down on a deep curl. He's breaking in, and he goes out in the flat. So you're just trying to outflank the defense. If they stay wide, you go inside and you throw this. But if everybody constricts, and you can see right there, 24 going in with number 4, and now the ball's outflanked. So he tries to switch it late, but that's what you do. Good recognition. We outflank the defense, throw the ball in the flat. You can see that's the other route. And if everybody stayed outside with this route, then that one should have been open. Nice throw to a big target in the middle of the field. Just don't finish. A collision happens. As that collision happens, ball gets popped out. So great by the defense. But you got to make sure you can protect the football. What concept are they running? Very simple middle of field play. Trying to do a vertical stretch. You're going to have one guy run a post in the middle of the field. Number 2 is going to follow behind it, and he's going to try to be the throw underneath. You take the top off the coverage and you throw underneath. You have a guy out in the flat. And when you have Justin McInnes, you can throw over the top of 2 big linebackers. It's a good throw. It's a good catch. You got to secure it immediately, especially when you know you're in contact. But as the Riders have done all season long, they are able to create opportunities where they're running to the football and they're hitting and making plays. So that's a great shot. Ball pops out. They get their takeaway. Right before the half, C.J. Avery gets this nice interception. This late in the half, you don't want to be taking difficult shots like this. I'm not sure where Nathan's going with football. Now he's got pressure and he's getting hit. You do want to try to take a couple of shots. You can get 3 completions now where the ball is placed to be able to put yourself in field goal range. But you just can't turn the ball over this close to the end of the half. I think the ball spotted right here was about 3 seconds left in the half. So disappointing. And, these are the things of the BC Lions. They just got to clean those things up. They got to clean up the turnovers. They got to make sure that they can keep protecting the quarterback to be in a position. But hats off Sask defense with all those takeaways.